Welcome back into the SBR Bowl Betting Special Show with our guest Jimmy the Bag. We're breaking down another game on December 22nd, the late night special, the degenerate special, the get back game, whatever you want to call it. It is in Hawaii, Jimmy. Hawaii versus Louisiana Tech in the Hawai'i Bowl, Honolulu, Hawaii, that is. Hawaii laying 1 in their home stadium, total of 60 hosting Louisiana Tech. How are you looking to bet this late night special, buddy?
Well, I want some guidance from you, Drew, but let's break this game down. Pinnacle opened on December 3rd at 9:17 a.m., -1.5. After 2 hours, it went to -2.5. The following morning, it went back to -2. 2 days later at 4:30 in the morning, down to -1.5, and now we are sitting here at -1. So it got to -1 on December 6th. It stayed that way for the last 5 days, stayed at -1. The total was interesting. Pinnacle opened the total December 4th, 8:35 a.m. at 57.5. The following morning, 27 hours later, it went up to 58.5. 24 hours after that, on the 6th, it went up to 60. 5 days later, it has stayed there. And thankfully, we have a Hawai'i Bowl with Hawaii in it. Now, I know that sometimes you can get rewarded simplifying things. Sometimes you get burnt simplifying things. Should we just back Skip Holtz blindly when he has this much time to prepare for a game? He brings his Bulldogs to the Big Island. Louisiana Tech has won all 4 of its previous bowl games under Holtz, averaging over 45 points per game. He seems to just turn it on. Hawaii was just 5-7-1 against the spread. Louisiana Tech just 6-6-0. Hawaii had 6 wins in early October. Their only loss at that point had been on the road against Army, and they were nearly ranked for the first time since 2010 after beating Wyoming. And then, Drew, it all fell apart. Hawaii lost each of its next 4 games by at least 18 points as the defense fell apart. Hawaii endured 4 straight blowouts. First, BYU, then at home to Nevada, then at Fresno State, then at home to Utah State late in the year. They turned it around. Though. 35-28 win at home over UNLV before finishing off the regular season with a big 31-win victory at the San Diego State Aztecs. It was a huge win over the Aztecs. McDonald threw for a career-high 452 yards, 3 touchdowns, but it gave Hawaii momentum. Big Mo. We know Hawaii is the run-and-shoot offense. McDonald likely to end the year with more than 4,000 yards through the air. He's proven himself to be a solid running threat. His greatest value is, I guess, being his decision-making. Only 8 picks all season. Now we get to Louisiana Tech. Disappointing end of their regular season. They lost 3 of their last 4. They were destroyed at Mississippi State 45-3. Then an ugly win over Rice at home, a terrible Rice squad, beat them 28-13 as 24-point favorites, then lost at Southern Mississippi 21-20 as 2.5-point dogs, which was fine, which they played fine in that game. But then, what a horrible finish to their season. A home loss to Western Kentucky, 30-15 as 10.5-point favorites. The Bulldogs opened their season strong, 2-0. They were down by a field goal against LSU in the 4th quarter before losing to the Tigers. Next week, they beat North Texas. Everybody thinks they could be a front runner to win this Conference USA West. And then, as we said, breakdown. Losses to UAB, take them out of contention. Southern Miss, Western Kentucky. Now we have some injury stuff going on. As you know, Bennett may be out for this game for Louisiana Tech. Junior wide receiver, a deep threat for the Bulldogs. But, Drew, let me ask you this. Do you not pay attention to anything other than the fact that Skip Holtz is 4-0 in bowl games?
I would pay attention to more than that. It's a huge part of this handicap, though. I mean, Skip Holtz, extra time to prepare, pretty good, man. In bowl games, he's proved it. He is going to have to go out to Hawaii, play on Hawaii's home field here. Cole McDonald, like you touched on, a good, talented quarterback. However, Jimmy, and this is where I'm really going with my handicap and why I'm betting the under in this game. Against the better defenses Hawaii has played, they've struggled offensively. They haven't lit it up. So when you look at their overall offensive numbers, respectable, against the Utah States, the Fresno States, the Nevadas and the BYUs of the world, the better defenses that they faced, they struggled. Louisiana Tech's defense, I'm telling you, I saw it firsthand. They played against FAU. It's the first college football game I went to in years. And it was a sleepy atmosphere. But one thing I took away from moving up, in the more expensive seats than I paid for, Jimmy, I noticed the Louisiana Tech front four. Really, they had a rotation of 6 or 7 defensive linemen. They looked the part. They got after it. Their linebackers looked the part. They were making it very difficult on this FAU offense. I can see that happening again in Hawaii. Granted, it's a tough travel spot. It's a home field advantage for Hawaii. But in the bowl games, it's not like a regular Mountain West game, Jimmy, where you fly in Friday night, you play the Saturday game, and you fly out. You're going in, 5-6 days before, getting acclimated, having your bowl experience, and then playing the game. It's a tricky handicap. However, I think that defense comes to play. I like the under 60 in this, Jimmy. How are you looking about it?
Does the movement towards the over not instill any fear? And I respect if it doesn't. I respect strength in your own capping and not letting the market scare you, because at times I let the market scare the shit out of me. Is it not scaring you at all that this opened at 57.5 and is up to 60 now?
Yeah, no. To answer your question with a one-word answer, no. I will say this. I tend to pay a lot more attention to line movement earlier in the season. Mostly, I concentrate on college basketball and college football. If a week 1 or week 2 game, week 2 type of game moves, 3 or 4 points on a total, I'll watch that. I'll look out, make sure I'm not looking, I always make sure I'm not missing something. But in the late season, I mean, everybody's got their opinion, including the odds makers. You got to find something, it's obviously a different opinion out there. I'll look at it, I'll notice it, but I actually feel that it's the wrong side. And I can put 2.5 more points in the total in my pocket. I took advantage. Under 60 is what I'm on.
I think that is very, very interesting, Drew, and I am taking note of your under, and I will be studying it much closer and maybe joining you. But I will back Skip Holt. I will back La Tech. 4 for 4 with this team. He just seems to thrive under exposure and attention. I'm going to take La Tech to make it 5 for 5 for Skip. I'm going to take him here. I'm not going to bother with a +1. I'll try and find a money line. I haven't got it yet, but I will be on La Tech to upset. Well, I don't know if it's an upset, to beat Hawaii in the Hawai'i Bowl.
All right. Skip Holtz rallying the troops off of the, 1 in 3 down the stretch. Extra time to prepare for the Hawaii program. Jimmy's like him to regroup, go out to Hawaii, get the W. I'm liking more of a defensive matchup, liking the under. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed the video. We'll be right back with our next bowl betting video.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.